Good evening to everyone. May the 3rd, we move on, right? The thought I want to leave with us this evening has to follow up on the first night, which was the listing the areas and the times and the ways in which Mary identified herself as helper in her life. The second night, we talked about how the reality of the feast day came about itself, May the 24th, that we're upcoming to celebrate. And now, tonight, we talk a little bit about Don Bosco and his relationship with Mary, especially under her title, Help of Christians. Wonderful model. You know, in the time of Don Bosco, when Don Bosco was born, August 16th, 1815, the main devotion to Mary was up in his area was devotion to Mary under her title Our Lady of Consolation. It was in that church that he prayed. It was in that church that he went to worship often, and it was in that church that he had, when his mother died, that he went and offered prayers and he offered a mass for the repose of her soul. But Don Bosco also had a devotion to Mary, a strong devotion to Mary under the title of under the title of the Immaculate Conception. Um, and but it's something that developed early on in his life through as the Immaculate Conception, the help of Christians, through the church that he built later on in his ministry, way later on in his ministry, which even Rome dedicated as the Basilica of Mary, Help of Christians. He always identified it as the Immaculate Conception, Help of Christians. You know, and on the dome, on the top of the dome that he put up, that he built, was a statue of the Immaculate Conception. So he had a strong devotion to Mary under the Immaculate Conception, but he identified himself with Mary under the title Help of Christians. Throughout his whole life, everything that was said, everything that was done, he put down with the assistance of the Our Lady Help of Christians. The work in his life, any work that was done in his life, any good that was done by the Salesians, he always pressed the Salesians themselves to say that if there was any good, it was only because of the help of Mary, Help of Christians. It wasn't because of him. He did miracles after miracles after miracles, but it didn't make a difference. It wasn't him that was doing it. It was him through the grace of Mary under her title, Help of Christians, who was his protectress, who was his mother, and the mother and support of all of his works. So as we kind of continue with our this month of May, we look at ourselves and we say, we have so many reminders here on our property, all the Mary statues. We hope to have a rosary later on for the Feast of Mary, going from statue to statue on the May the 26th at about 10 o'clock or so. We hope and we ask you to join us for that. But throughout his life, we see the dreams that he had of the two pillars, hooking up the church of state, the state of the church, hooking up and keeping its safety amongst, hooking to one pillar, which was the Eucharist, and the other pillar, which was to Mary. May we see this constantly throughout his life. Mary as his guide, Mary as his helper, Mary as his protectress. As we continue with our time together during this month, may we, as a faith community, may we continue to develop our devotion to Mary, especially under her title, Help of Christians. It has not been just for the 91 years as a Salesian presence here at Mary Help in Tampa, but for all of the years as a Salesian Society, for all of the years of Don Bosco's life and ministry, we have been pressed to promote and to nurture and to develop a devotion to her under that title. May we do likewise. Appreciate Mary, love Mary, and the Mother of Jesus, who always, her whole main mission seems to be bring us closer to her Son, Jesus. May we develop a strong devotion to Mary, Help of Christians, and through Mary to her Son, Jesus. We can say, Mary, Help of Christians, pray for us. Have a wonderful evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.